Hey guys, Dave and Len here. We just played, this here, hold on, box is falling apart. We have Austerlitz from SPI, what is this? The Battle of the Three Emperors, 2nd of December, 1805. Yeah, this was made the same year I was born, 1973. Let's talk about learning the game. Learning the game was super simple. I mean, it's got a small rule set, which is basically just standard war game rules with a few nuances to it. I mean, if you're experienced playing war games, you could probably learn these rules in 10 minutes. I didn't have any trouble teaching them to Len and stuff. As far as setup, it's marked on the board where you set up every unit. I mean, that takes about 15-20 minutes with two of us setting up the stuff. But once the game started, I think this game's known for taking about 3 hours to play. We played in about 2. So essentially what's going on is the Allies, which are the Austrians and the Russians, they have to exit the east end or the west end of the map, and whichever end they exit the most troops from, they get 3 points per troop that exits, and they also get 1 point per combat strength point they eliminate, and the French just get points for combat strength points they eliminated. The Allies won this game, but it is a pretty close battle. Essentially, they broke the French, and I was the French, and once the French were broken, there was no point in... I mean, you could continue the game if you wanted to, but things happen like your combat strength is cut in half and stuff, so it's like kind of pointless to continue, so we just called it there. But yeah, it's a fun game to play, and you could play this with anyone, even though someone who's never played a war game before, and teach them how to play. I personally like these older games like this. They're easy to play, like these old SPIs and the old Avalon Hill games. Some of these new games have like a 40-page rule book, or sometimes even a 60-page rule book. It takes forever to read the rules, and there's so many exception rules and stuff. You got to play the game 5 or 6 times before you're playing it mostly right and stuff. I prefer these older, simpler ones. What do you think of the game? Because I'm not a black powder person. Len's like an expert on black powder military history and stuff. What do you think of it?
One thing, generally the play was very simple, very well, but the feeling I got is, unlike real life, we had competent Austrian Russian leaders, yours truly, versus Napoleon not on his best day. Let's put it this way. He did, Dave did move right, fought right, but I think there was something like you were slow, moving up units at times.
I'm not a black powder player. Yeah. It's not my best thing. I'm better at World War II games and ancient games, but...
Yeah, because I played other battles of Austerlitz, and usually it goes the same way. The center breaks, and then the French mop up things.
Yeah, nothing really broke in this game on the Austrian side, really. I mean, the French did destroy some enemy units, but they didn't put a hole in their line or anything. Yeah,
you were complaining about all the small French units, but the French units move faster.
True, and they get to stack, have a stacking limit of 3. I started stacking them a little bit too late in the game, but once I started stacking them, they did a little bit better. But the problem with stacking is, if he attacks me and I have a stack of 3, and he gets a defender eliminated, my whole stack is gone. So
yeah, that's right.
I mean, that could be like 18 points also, there, and you only have to eliminate 70 points to break the other side. So I mean, if you eliminate 18 in one combat, I mean that's really serious.
Yeah, because also if you stack, you create more open space. Because you started to stack, but then I started seeing like open space.
Yeah.
And if the game had continued, some of my infantry were coming close to going off the map. So you were successfully blocking my cavalry. So actually, both sides have their advantages and disadvantages. The Austrians move slow, but they have big units. And the French are smaller, but they can stack more and move faster. And of course, like I said, the defender eliminated hurts either side. So...
Yeah, this is like a big box game with like rules that are lighter than most micro game rules. which I actually prefer. I'm not into the big heavy rule sets. I mean, I'll play the games and stuff. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. But I actually prefer the simpler games. They're easier to learn and easier to teach someone to play. Because remember, if you got a 40-page rule book, you got to teach someone else those rules before you play the game, and that's not easy. And oftentimes, since you're the one who read the 40-page rule book, you almost automatically win because the other guy that doesn't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah. All right. There's a lot of nuances that I'm missing. That you'd be missing on.
It's like advanced squad leader. If you're someone like me, where you only play it once every 10 years, and you go up against someone who plays it all the time, you stand no chance whatsoever. I mean, that's a heavy rule set.
Yeah. So. Okay, I recommend this highly.
Yeah, so do I. I don't think it's that expensive. You could probably get it for like anywhere from, I would say, probably $30 to $50, depending on condition. So if you see one...
Actually, that's worth $30 to
yeah,
$50.
It's
cheaper than today's war games.
Yeah.
And it's tested, and it actually is a good competitive battle.
Yeah. All right, we'll have a new one for you guys next time. Probably another SPI game. Have a good one.
All right.